everyone, and welcome to this week's Newrys Loose Women.
Hi.
With us lovely loose ladies.
Yeah,
Oh.
and we're loose today.
Yes, we were going on a few rants there.
Yes.
So we're talking.
We've already had our
So we're
show.
done
Bye.
now. See you next week. Bye.
Can't remember now what's happening.
So ladies, today is, I'm not sure if you, well I'm sure Joanne you're familiar with it, World Book Day in the primary schools.
I was not familiar.
They all dress up as their favourite character from a book.
Thought we weren't doing this.
We're finished up there.
We decided that was...
Yeah, we're looking, you're looking at me blankly.
Oh yes, oh
But
yes, yes, yes.
Aaron
yeah.
didn't tell me about the dressing up. Just, I need money
So
to
your
buy a
child
book.
is the only child in
Isn't
school today
and
in uniform.
are they dressing up today?
Well, I don't know if in yours, but
Well,
mostly
no.
it was on the news and everything. That today is actually
I know
World Book
today,
Day.
yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah. So what I was sort of relating to...
Oh yeah, you're
yeah,
leading
yeah,
in.
yes.
Oh,
You see,
Pauline,
Pauline, I understand.
Well,
now.
Pauline's wide awake today. As I said, their way of dressing is their favourite character.
Yes,
So as adults,
yes.
there's days that you put on
Your character.
your character,
Sure.
so to speak. Whenever you're not maybe having a good day, things like that. But there are people who constantly
Pretend.
have
Yeah.
this face on, and they've 40 different personalities, and you
40
never
different
quite
faces.
know
Who they are.
who
really.
they are. Like, say for example, that guy, Bruce Jenner.
Yes.
Do you know the way he
Yes.
was married for so many years?
Many children.
Well, the other three aren't, the older three aren't his, are they?
No, they're the
No.
first husbands,
The
aren't
two
they?
younger
The two
girls
younger
are his,
ones,
but he's
yeah, the-
other kids from a
Yeah, a
previous
boy,
marriage.
two
So he has
boys, yeah.
lots of children.
Yeah, and now he.
Strange looking. Anyway,
Well, he is.
Is he looking?
he's turning his the hair
Yeah, he's
long.
grown his hair and all that. There, he is wanting to have a sex change.
Give
But if that's what he wants to do,
But what I
It took
think.
him long enough to
That's what-
realise.
Well, you see, that's it. That's what I'm saying. For years and years, which is the sad thing, he has been living
a lie.
yeah, as the person that he.
Like a character out of a book.
Yes, Pauline.
Yeah, okay, get it.
Are you on the page now that we're talking about?
I'm there now.
And that is very sad that he felt he had to go through, like, my God, what age is he now? He must be,
Must be in
in
his
his
50s, 60s.
late
64, 65.
50s, early 60s, I would say.
Yeah.
To now then, and it's the same as that guy, I just can't think of his name at the minute, the boxer. Do you remember he was in the Big Brother house, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he is going through a sex change
No
as
way.
well.
I didn't know that. The big stocky guy.
Well, oh, what's his name? Sean? Do we know his name? No.
I know, he's a big muscular.
No, he's a wee small. I don't think I think he was more a trainer than a boxer.
Than a
But like that
boxer.
there as well. He lived
Not
so
Barry
many.
McGuigan.
No, it's not Barry McGuigan.
That's the only boxer's name I know.
But again, that's another person who
small.
has spent his life hiding
character.
behind, somebody
Girls
else.
do it every day. Like when you get up in the morning with no makeup on, do you feel different to when you put your makeup on?
Horrible.
It gives you confidence, doesn't it?
It does.
Doesn't it?
You
To
look
a
like a
certain
corpse.
degree.
Yeah.
Is that why more men get really depressed because they can't put makeup on?
Put a bit of lippy on.
Yeah, like a wee bit of lippy brings a wee bit of light.
Wee bit of blush.
Yeah.
Health.
Like funny, I painted the nails yesterday and I thought, God, it's lovely a wee perk of colour. It lifts you.
Yeah, it does. It
But
does.
men can't do that, so they just decide maybe to become women so they can wear makeup and
I think it maybe runs a wee bit deeper than that.
Do you think?
Just a wee bit.
It's a boredom for
No.
those kind
no,
of people.
they must be
No,
depressed
no.
or
Well, no,
fed up.
No,
or-
what people who want to?
No, people
Well,
that
they're
you know
like
have
what do you call
different
it?
faces.
Gender.
No, no,
Jenner.
it would go Jenner.
Jenner.
Bruce
Jenner.
Jenner.
Bruce Jenner. Okay.
No, it would.
Kardashians.
I would say,
It runs very deep.
yeah, absolutely. He just
Must
didn't
do.
wake up and think. You see, I remember years ago having this debate with a guy I used to work with, who was very much, well, let's just say, for example, gay. Sure, it's on trend at the minute to be gay, and I'm going, no, those people are born
that way. Yeah.
like that and shouldn't have to make any excuses whether they're bisexual, gay, lesbian, whatever, want to
You are who you are.
transgender, whatever.
who they are.
That
Yeah,
is who they
that
are.
is
And
their
shouldn't,
makeup,
yeah,
just
they
like
shouldn't
that,
have
yeah.
to. You just don't wake up and go, right, okay, today I'm going to be.
Grow my hair and start
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
makeup.
But was it not a gradual process with him, Amanda?
No,
Like
it
he
must
was
have
so
been.
happy married, and he
It
was
must
a
have
big
been.
basketball
No,
player.
they were
No,
saying
but was it?
they were saying in the
I didn't know
magazines
his-
and stuff that it must have been going on a long time. He just didn't turn
No.
around and from one have a full head of hair.
No,
But I feel sorry for him.
And I think it's sad for anybody that has to live a lie like that.
But I would worry about
Yeah,
him
yeah.
in respect of Amanda. Like if your father or my father sort of got fed up with who or what they are, they couldn't transform themselves like that. Is it an age thing?
No,
Is it
no,
just
I don't think it's a
publicity
case.
thing with him? There's
But it's
something
not.
about
It's
it
still
with him.
drastic.
whether he was man or woman. He's still. It doesn't. It
Strange.
doesn't suit him either way. He's strange.
No, I think
It's
it's
his-
plastic surgery and all
Yes,
that.
There's
so,
one
yeah,
or
but
two.
weird.
There was a young, well, it's obviously a woman now that was a soldier and
Yeah.
had wanted the transformation,
Yeah.
and she looked beautiful,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
knew by looking at her she was always meant to be a woman. You could tell,
Yes.
nearly, and probably when she was in the male body, trapped in the
Yeah.
male body, you could see he should have been a woman.
Yeah.
You know, like hormonal at birth, whatever went
They
wrong,
just have that wee side.
hormone-wise.
Yes. Yeah.
But with him, it just doesn't ring
weird.
true with me.
No.
But then you could say there's some women out there who
They
don't
should have
even
been men.
that don't even look like women, that are born women. Do you know what I
Who?
mean? Not in this area, but you know you would see them. You would see them on TV
Tell
and
us
stuff.
that.
Naming no names.
I hate
But you know what I mean? So, put it this way. For somebody who could have continued, right, okay, the marriage broke up and what have you.
Yes.
He could have continued living as he was because
Yes.
he spent the last, Why would he just suddenly go, nah, do you know what? Forget,
No,
I don't
it's been
care about
going
the
on.
abuse
No,
I'm
there's
going to
something
get.
deep-seated
Yeah,
in there.
and it's,
yes.
it's
But
I
they're
do
all
believe,
supporting him. The whole family are
Yeah.
supporting him. I
Yes,
think
it's
it's
really
great. Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I think it's just sad for anybody that has to
Yeah,
sit,
it is. It is. You're right. yeah.
put that front on. Like that must be a horrible existence, trying to be somebody for everybody, but yet on the inside you're just crying
That
out
doesn't
for.
worth thinking about.
No,
If you were
terrible.
trapped in a
Horrendous.
persona that you
Yeah.
didn't want to be. But then on the other hand, Amanda, this morning on the television, a young fella has spent 40,000 to look like Katie
Yeah, I've
Price.
seen
Did
that,
you
yeah.
see
Yes,
that?
yeah,
So like
yeah.
that is, and then they said,
But he
"How are
wants
you
to
paying
stay.
for that?" He's £20,000 in debt,
Yeah.
and his boyfriend paid for the rest.
Uh-huh.
That's people with too much money,
Silliness.
and maybe and not enough sense.
But he's
in my
staying. But he's
opinion.
staying. He's not.
Oh, he doesn't want to
changing.
be a
He's
girl.
still a
He just
wee
wanted
guy.
her
Yeah.
nose and, do you know,
But
it's a lot to
again,
do with
He's,
society,
he's
so
nothing better to
fickle
be doing.
now.
Yes, silly. It's really
Yeah.
silly.
If I'm giving a wee style talk or dealing with women or whatever, that's the one thing that at the end of the day, he's never going to look, no matter how, if he spends another 100 grand, he is never going to look like her.
Yeah.
He's never going to,
God love him.
we are who we
I
are.
can't understand.
Yeah.
I'd be looking to spend 40k if I resembled her to change it all. Only joking.
But do you know what I mean? You're never going to be like any of your sisters. You're going to be like your twin, obviously. But
Yeah.
you're never going to be
Still
like the
different.
mummy at the school. You're never going to be like the freaking celebrities on the TV, the models in the magazine. So it's a waste of time and energy to try
to
and
be like someone
What
else.
is so wrong with being
Yourself.
yourself?
Unless,
you're
of
right,
course, Amanda, it's a genetic or hormonal thing and you're trapped in the wrong body.
Yeah,
That-
they're
that-
not being themselves.
That
then.
is,
You
I
can- I can
totally
understand that,
yes.
and I totally
Yeah.
think, yeah, brilliant, go for it. Like, and then there's some people too, do you know, that need surgery because of a real hang up about a certain part
Yeah,
of them,
like-
Yeah.
and it really
Yes,
affects them.
yeah.
That
That's
I
all
totally
different.
back that 100%. But
But at the end of the day, like, who are we to say,
No.
what's
what
right
do
and
you think
wrong?
you should, what are you doing that for? It's, if that
Yeah.
makes you happy,
Off you go.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
do you not find as you get older, you get more, like you'd think he was more settled as he got older. As you get older, you sort of accept who you are and what you are more, don't you?
But you see, obviously,
Do
Paulie,
you?
I
Do you?
You
Yeah.
think right the hell.
but he
get on with.
obviously hadn't, and that's why it was something that was in
They've been
him.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
and
he's
it's the
glad-
same with so many men that have got married that
Yeah, and
are
they're-
quite clearly gay
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
had families and things like that, and you're going, why?
Why did you
would,
go
why
that
would you
far?
do that?
Because they were trying to fit into society and
I think
trying
they were
to
doing
do
something
the right
wrong.
thing.
Maybe that
And
they
then
were.
years ago, Amanda, it was awful hard on
Yeah.
families and everything were affected by all
Today's
that.
different now, though,
now
isn't
it's
it? Yeah.
different, thank
But
God.
is it, Joanne?
Well,
It
in my
should
life
be.
it is. Say whatever you want to be. You
Well,
know,
no, absolutely. But I mean, like, they're still in society. They're
There's
still.
a
They're still
bit of
old
stigma
school, they're still old
sometimes,
school.
Yeah, and the older generation get it really hard
Yeah.
to accept.
But that's the thing. It's not as if there's only suddenly gay people
Now.
now.
Yeah.
They've been
forever.
working,
Yeah.
since
But it was well
the beginning of
hidden
time.
years and years ago, wasn't it? It was more hidden because they felt they had to. Like you were a social outcast years ago, Amanda. Not now. Not now.
Hence the
Well,
40
we'll-
different faces.
Faces.
Yeah.
So you can
yeah.
see where I was going with
Yeah, I
that.
totally get you. I think some of it is too, like, money. You have, like, look at Madonna dabbled with being with other women when she was younger. Angelina Jolie. Do you know, look at all
Can't
these.
stand her.
Yeah, I hate her.
Can't stand
I
her.
hate her. There's
There's something weird
evil.
about her. Yeah, she's
sorry,
strange.
sorry. Hate's
40.
such a strong word.
Oh yeah, no, I don't really mean that. But
I
there's
dislike her
some-
immensely.
Like even the other night, they showed her at an award ceremony, and she nearly looked,
hasn't a nice
and she
attitude.
waved at the people, but it was nearly like, oh, I have to do this. Do you know, it's the way she looks down her nose.
Yeah.
There's something about her really
I don't like
grates on
that.
me. Yeah, like she's
she's-
doing us all a favour.
But she's still done an awful lot for
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 what?
children.
children and,
Because she's money.
well, but still, there's loads of people who have money and don't give
Don't do.
anything to those less fortunate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Well,
we'll
let her
we'll let-
away
yeah,
with
she
that.
can go away
We'll
on
let her
that.
away with that. It's the least she could do because we had a problem over all these years. Little Miss Holier than thou, you know. But like what
She
I'm
gets
saying,
awful angry, don't you?
people like her would grate on me because they done more harm. Like there she had the lesbian thing for so long, and then she went on to marry Brad Pitt and had so many kids. Do you know what I mean? And she was making out this was in her, this was who she
Yeah.
was, when it was just a phase.
Yeah.
People like that do a lot of harm because then you do think this guy coming, is it a phase because he's got plenty of money and he's bored and he can do it. Do you know, whereas Amanda, if it was the young fella that lived down the street from you going for a gender change, it would take so much and he'd have so much to face and so much hassle. It's such a harder thing for them to do, whereas this guy,
I know, but he's more in the public eye than the guy living down the road.
he'd be totally protected.
Yeah.
Totally. He would not face what the young fella who was born trapped in a body would have to face. How hard it is for them people to make them changes.
But as
And
I
come
said,
out.
with him,
Trying to figure this all out here. I'm
like
lost.
to get to this stage of his
Oh,
life,
I'm lost too. I'm just arguing.
Fella
for
down the
sake of
street.
arguing.
for his like his situation, I do think it's a bit drastic, you know, to just go, well, if a few pound, I'm a bit bored. To tell you what, I'm just going to go in for a wee sex change just for the crack.
Yeah, I don't know what he's
Because there
thinking.
would be-
I don't know.
Who are we on about now?
Your
Bruce
man,
Jenner.
Oh, right, I thought we were on about the white
one
in
of
the street.
No,
Kardashians.
but he would be going through, you know, with psychologists and things like that. There, it's not
Yes.
that they'll just willy nilly go. I tell you what, we'll just
We'll just start.
get rid.
Yeah, okay, but it makes great telly, doesn't it? And they're into that. Like,
And sure, he's not too shy of
no, should they've lived their life then?
yeah, in front of the camera,
It's
so,
unreal
yeah.
what that whole family have done. So him,
He's probably doing himself
I'm
a
very
favour.
sceptical about him and what's going on there.
Really,
Oh
Pauline?
yeah. I think they're
I don't
all
know.
very. What's going to make great telly next
Yeah,
year?
I know,
they
but
were
a
that,
lot for them. A lot
but
with
still,
them.
to have your
Bits.
bits removed
But when
would be.
no, the point I'm making,
But
Amanda,
is he
it
really?
a phase? Like Angelina Jolie, Madonna, all the rest of them
Yeah,
that
yeah,
had
you're
their
right,
wee
yeah.
phases because they could, because they're wealthy, because they're in the
And they can
public
change
eye and
back.
they want to stay in the public eye. I know he can't really change his mind about that one.
No.
But that's what
Put
I'm
it back
saying.
on,
You know, they're
please.
so fickle. Celebrity fickle. I don't know with him.
But
I'm
having said
sceptical
that,
But
about
he
him.
married her, like, his wife's beautiful. Like, and then there's him and her
He's
and all
so
these.
madly in love.
Yeah, and she
last
was all-
year.
yeah.
It's all.
but he probably wasn't as much in the public eye as she would have been, and the girls would
He's
have
a
been
big famous basketball player in his own right, was he not?
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah, so he's bored now. She's divorced him. There's no reason for him to be in the public eye anymore. What am I going to do? But he doesn't.
turn into a woman.
You know,
God,
I think
she's
celebrity.
so cynical.
But they can do a core disservice to the genuine people.
That
what
really
if he
do
is
want to be like
genuine?
that.
Do you
I
just,
don't
but you just
know.
go,
I
oh, do
don't
you know what?
know.
Tell you what, you're just
Okay,
rich and you're
then.
bored.
Yeah.
No, you're not struggling.
Well, let him do it, but keep it private.
But
Why-
that family
why-
can't.
But what? How could he keep it private?
But they're,
Who's
probably
this woman
they're
that
loving
suddenly
it. I think they're
disappeared?
loving it.
They're loving it.
They are.
It's great. Makes great telly.
But he doesn't.
But he's
Is
not-
that
he's
so
not-
cynical,
doesn't
is
make
it?
a great looking
But
woman.
he wouldn't be. But as I say,
I haven't even seen it or
Back
read
to-
anything on
God,
it yet.
back to
Am I allowed to say that?
yeah. Because as
Well,
I said, back
well, he
to the
doesn't
real.
To be
look like a
honest,
nice
I did know
woman,
there was
no.
something going on,
Yeah.
and I didn't read because they don't interest me. I think they just live in
Ah.
a crazy world, crazy
The only
world.
reason why it interests me, because when I see them, they look beautiful. But when I seen him stroke her, I just thought, no, that caught me out because it was weird.
Weird. I've
Weird.
seen the
And
younger girl's beautiful.
The wee
She's
model
going to
girl.
branch out on her own, isn't she? And be a bit more private. That Kendra, she's beautiful.
So finishing
we'll
up,
leave him alone now.
we're living and let live, girls.
Oh yeah, live and let live. Yeah.
I'm a hate
no
Angelina
problem.
Jolie.
Yeah, live and let live.
Yeah, live and let live.
Yeah, yeah.
Sending the love, sending the love.
We love them all.
Love.
Yeah. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
So, you want local Newry and Mourne TV shows on your television? Which video box should you buy? Well, you have two options. Option 1 provides you as long as you have a good internet connection in your home with all the programmes from destinationnewry.com, including
inside the fencing when we were up there. That's such a change. And the dog muck.
Destination Newry. Radio evolved.
Hello, your weather for today and tomorrow with Destination Newry. Today.
First, this is Newry News Bite.
Well, what's crack in Newry and Mourne today? We all had a great September weather-wise.
We're going to go straight into today's show with a lively set of tunes from a band called
Well, good morning. Welcome to Destination Newry.
Tell me the provenance of that. Where did it come from?
Regular, and welcome back to the studio.
Good afternoon and welcome along to Destination Wellbeing. My guest is
Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Newry's Loose Women with me.
Well, it's hello and welcome once again to the programme. My name is Tommy Sands.
And the ports of the house of our God. Praise the Lord.
Philip Rogan, rather, wearing number 19.
Evening everybody, and you're very welcome to Newry Showgrounds tonight again.
So that's option 1, and to choose this, click on option 1 below, or you can go to vario.ie and buy option 1. Option 2 provides you, as long as you have a good internet connection in your home, everything you get for option 1, including all the programmes from destinationnewry.com, plus you will be able to add over 1,000 private or public channels at the touch of a button, most of which are free. So that's option 2. To buy, click below and buy option 2, or go to vario.ie and buy option 2. To choose your option, either option 1 or 2, just click on the buttons below, or you can go to vario.ie and click on option 1 or 2. When we receive your payment, we will deliver your box to your home, and all you need to do is plug it in and connect it to your TV and your internet. Any problems, we're here on standby to help.
Hi everyone and welcome back to
Destination Newry, hello.
Destination Newry's Loose One.
Same
thing, much the same. Now, on a more serious note.
It's getting all serious now, Joanne.
I'm going.
This is all Amanda.
Yeah. On a more serious note, we heard about a wee boy getting injured.
In the playground.
In the playground at school.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what
the details.
The details.
The finer one.
The finer details. But like that wee fella.
What age was he?
13.
Third year. What age was third
14.
Year? 14.
Right.
Your hair, do you want?
Lick it.
Twirl girl.
Right.
Anyway, like that wee lad a few weeks back, or that was.
That's only a month or two ago.
Yeah.
A month.
And ended up, dear happen, he lost his life from it.
Yeah.
But like that, younger boy. Rough play, the same as yesterday by the sounds of things.
Well, it was in a playground for sure, and it was to do with hitting the back of his head, playing in the playground.
Yeah.
And he's now in the Royal.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It does happen quite often.
Lately, it
More
seems
so.
to be coming to the fore
Yeah.
lately. Like that other wee guy, it was a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old wrestling over a Gaelic ball, apparently. Do you know, where...
But are they not reacting?
Was it, were they just out playing, or was it a game?
It was unsupervised.
Right. Was this yesterday, or...?
Yesterday was unsupervised also. I
In the
think
school?
it's just children with a ball. I know in one of the schools now there's been a letter gone round and all the children have been told that if there's a ball in the playground it will be confiscated.
Right.
They're not, so it is associated with balls,
and head injuries and stuff.
Football, Gaelic, whatever.
Yeah.
Playing unsupervised, but even supervised, Amanda, there's so many freak accidents on the pitch.
And that's what they are, though.
Which leads us to...
They're accidents.
They are freak accidents,
Yeah, but it could be prevented probably as
there's
well.
not as much there.
It could, I personally feel it could be prevented. I am a firm believer in when they're under 16, you know, like even in the schools, if they had the first, second and third years, or maybe first, second year, shouldn't be allowed to play ball with the older
ones,
boys.
But like even in primary school, they would have the younger
Segregation.
ones separated.
Totally separated, and that's for safety reasons. So why is it then that it's okay for our 11, 12-year-olds to be horsing about with 16, 17-year-olds that don't know their own strength?
And this does happen.
But that even happens in like that, as you say, even supervised. They're still the age. So they're going to and that.
But is that allowed, or are they just? Is that what you're?
I think with Gaelic it's allowed, and it's very much encouraged. As far as
Seriously?
it's encouraged, like for the younger ones to play up. Yeah, because I have it with my young fella's Gaelic mad and wants to play up, and I don't want him to go up out of his age group because I'm so terrified he will get.
Yeah.
And you're getting all these warnings, you know, that young, last year, this year, and I think soccer, they don't allow it.
So what age are you saying, like, say for example, Thomas, he's what? 11.
Yes.
He could be playing against a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old.
Up until maybe under 14.
So this does, does happen.
Like under 14, he would be asked to train and play up. Yeah, and there's no law against it, and there's nothing to stop it. And actually, they would sort of nearly make out that, you know, cotton wool. If even the children themselves don't want to be made fun of if they don't play up. Although I find with the soccer it's different, because I've been at soccer games where they've asked for ID of somebody that looks their age,
and they don't do this in Gaelic.
No, I don't. No, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they do.
Well, what about the younger age? They don't play up on the younger age.
I think they're bunched together.
Whoever's the best player or something.
Yeah, numbers also. You know, making up. I do know a lot of the teams mix and match to make up a team. You know, to make.
But like the older ones
even
are going to be much more aggressive, and they're bigger and
knock them out.
One freaking knock. Like what you seen happen that wee lad.
Yeah, it was like a 17-year-old freak accident going for the ball, and whatever way the 13-year-old turned, he got caught on a muscle, and that was it.
So you think there should be strict? They should
I
set down
think
laws.
when is it going to come the time where they say, you know, in law, like, you know, until the child is maybe 16,
let him
where they're formed,
with his own,
he should, in my opinion, be in his own age group. And I know there's going to be lots of people out there go, oh, catch yourself on, and don't be so silly, and they can have a freak accident here or there. But you wouldn't send your child out to dodge the traffic and say accidents happen all the time. You just wouldn't. It's crazy.
Yeah, like like exactly as you said there. You wouldn't say, like, if a child goes out in a car, God forbid, an accident, that is an accident. Whereas to knowingly put your child in to play
out of their age group,
with big
maybe 2 years on them, 2 years in that age bracket is a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's because there's big growth spurts.
11-year-old and a 14-year-old, to stand them up there, and
big difference.
A lot of the time with the Gaelic especially, it's so physical. It is. It is a very physical game, and it's a great game, and they love it, and it's great for them. But I just think when is the time going to come where they say no, enough already? You know, let the children play in their age group until they're 16, until they're formed as such, and then let it be their choice. There's all different age groups in a Gaelic team.
Yes,
on up.
Amanda. That's because they've grown. Probably they've done all their
Yeah.
You know, as they're growing. Whereas
Yeah.
at that particular age, 11, 12, 13,
there's such a
Well,
difference.
you stood your grind though, Pauline, and you didn't let your wee.
Well, he pushes all the
He
time.
wants to go, but you're just
absolutely, Joanne. Yeah, and then if a team's stuck and they're calling on you, like there was maybe 2 years ago, there was one of the teams stuck and called on Thomas, and he went and they'll say, "I cannot be playing all that much," do you know?
Yeah,
he'd just
put him
be
on
at
at the
back,
end or something.
put him on for the last 10, 15 minutes to make up numbers.
But even in that 10, 15 minutes, just like it takes 1
Yeah,
second
that's it,
for somebody to.
And I'm not sure about the rugby. What happens with the rugby? Are they allowed to play up? We're not sure about that.
It's too rough, isn't it? I don't know. Like James, he loves the rugby, and like James is he's a very slight thing, but he'd be quick.
Yeah,
speed.
speed.
Yeah, and whenever he gets in to the car and I pick him up, right, James, did anybody hit you? Do I need to go in and sort them out? Mummy, for God's sake.
I can see you doing that.
It fills me with dread, the fact of all the
Yes, I
games
know you're
of
right.
rugby. But then again,
it's so
apparently
physical.
so well disciplined and things like that. I don't know, but I know you can't be with them
Protect
every
them
minute of every day and protect them and all the rest of it. But still, that situation, you know, a younger child, older child, like Jesus.
But you're up against it, Amanda, because then, like, I could say, right, I don't want my child to do it. And then they get scoffed by their other wee friends who are willing to do it. And peer pressure's terrible. And when there is no law saying you're not allowed to do this, like, it's just a matter of one of them coming up and saying, no under 16s are to play out of their age.
Yeah.
Was that always the way? Did that always happen?
Yeah, I think so. Was it, Joanne?
Sean, I'm not quite sure, but Sean was saying about, we were chatting about the boxing earlier.
Yeah.
They have to be the same body weight. You know, they can't fight against each other.
Yeah.
So it should be the same rules.
For all the sports. Well, maybe not weight, but definitely
age.
You can protect them to a certain extent with the age. I do know in the soccer that they'll be approached, because my young fella is strong and bigger. You know, he's bulky. Yeah. And 1 or 2 parents have asked for his ID. And rightly so.
That's good,
I have no objection to that. I think, rightly so. They're protecting a wee boy that maybe is half the size of Thomas. And so, you know, I actually think they should protect them more, definitely, Amanda. Why not?
But like you said, it'll be the attitude of, oh, sure, Jesus, you know, they'll be all right. You know,
there's more maybe the daddies. Get in there and toughen up.
No, there's loads of mummies like that too.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, you're one.
I'd be all, get the cotton wool off him, I'd be told. But I mean, it would be lovely if and then, you know, you wouldn't feel so bad because the children are being protected the right way.
Yeah.
And then when they're 16, 17, they're ready for big football, and they haven't, like, a child could get his wee ankle broke so easy, or wrist broke, and loads of them have, you know, pure accidental. But protect them until they're old enough to play it properly and protect themselves and spot danger. I actually don't think some 11, 12, 13-year-olds, they run full in
invincible
on tackles.
at that age. They have no fear. They'll just. But having said that, you know, the ones that are managing, looking after
the hierarchy.
They're still, you know, they're very much blinkered maybe in a way as well, because sure, get them on.
It'll harden them up, it'll toughen them. Yeah. They'll be better for it.
Come to me and tell me that when I'm looking at my son, you know,
injured, Amanda. When they come home injured to you, it's you sitting looking at them when they're falling behind in school or they're whatever. Not that mine have never had injury. I'm thinking of other parents. But then there's been children killed on soccer. But it's heart failure. It's
accidents,
more so than being smacked in the head.
On the soccer pitch. And they have the precautions. And theirs isn't as physical. I mean, you can't go full body blow and... Do you know, I don't think soccer's as physical as the Gaelic.
No, definitely not.
No, the Gaelic I would spend a lot of time going, oh, God.
Yeah, it's very physical.
Just seems...
And then it's really good to watch, like even off the ball, there's a lot of physicality. Like, don't get me wrong, you love it, and I love playing it and all.
Do you love to see a wee fight there on the pitch?
We all do, don't we? Everybody does love the wee scuffle.
I was at a match there, it's maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, and the manager of one of the teams, I swore he was going to have a heart attack.
So funny.
He literally was. And I spent more time watching him than watching
the game.
Jesus,
I think
no, you need to
Have you ever ever
rein
seen
it in a
two
bit.
managers full at it?
Yeah, they're all dubbing, they're dubbing.
Like, it is great and it is really good. It's just our only point is protect the wee ones. You know, they need protection. And again, the schools are responsible there too. They should have them segregated in the playground. It makes common sense. Don't let wee 13, 14-year-olds in a playground
playing with
on cement too. They're playing on. Do you know, isn't it cement?
It is, yeah.
In the playground or whatever, and they're playing these really hard body contact sports with boys maybe 3 and 4 years older. They need protected.
Yeah, get it sorted.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's us for this week, ladies. If you want to get in touch, you can do via the Destination
I don't know how she gets that bit out all the time.
I know.
You stopped me on my roll now. No, I'll not remember. Vario.ie or Destination Newrys Facebook page. And we'll see you next week. Take care.